Hi, my great people. This is Glass Ceiling Shatter, the home of entertainment, matters, politics, relationship, and trending news, guys. So now we woke up today to find a trending story about Murugi Munyi and Nurse Judy. So apparently, Nurse Judy and Zack, the husband of Murugi Munyi, cheated a while ago, and both of them, at that particular point, they were cheating. They were married because Zack was married to Murugi Munyi, and Nurse Judy had her own husband. So these are two people that were cheating, yet they were married. So now, what came out of that is that Edgar Obare exposed them, gave out the receipts, and after exposing them, actually, what went down was that everybody bashed Nurse Judy for being a homewrecker and that she broke the relationship. But now what we understanding today from this video that Nurse Judy has come out with is that she wants to expose Murugi Munyi for who she is. For those people that know Murugi Munyi, they know she's not new to controversy. There is a time she actually made some controversial statement about Uda Monroe's products. Actually, I made a video on that as well. And Uda, in response, she body shamed her. So a lot of people sided with Murugi Munyi. And Murugi Munyi is also a content creator. She talks about relationships and marriage advice and all that. And apparently now, since the cheating happened, her and the husband have been showing out in social media that they are still together and doing their things together. And yeah. And she has been busy doing a podcast and telling people how our life is how people should approach life when it comes to relationship, men that are cheating and toxic, how they should leave immediately and how all that is going to happen. But apparently she's still holding on to her husband. I don't want to say much on that. Now, Nurse Judy is talking about, at one particular point, she's talking about many things. And one thing that we first got out of the relationship is that Murugi Munyi was cheating on her husband that time, because she claims that she's the one that was trying to beg her husband, the husband of Murugi Munyi, Zack, to take back Murugi Munyi. So one thing I understand from that statement is that the two of them, Nurse Judy and Murugi Munyi, were friends, because by the time Nurse Judy is trying to beg the husband to take her back, she must have known a lot about their marriage. So this was somebody that was close to them, that knew them inside out. And that's why she's coming out also with the texts to show how the relationship was so wrecked, even before they cheated with the husband. Now, when I look at the two, Murugi Munyi and Nurse Judy, let's start from there. The two of them were just fake friends. Because later on also, we learned that after the cheating happened between Zack and Nurse Judy, Murugi Munyi went and incited the husband of Nurse Judy to leave her. And actually that relationship got broken. And that was not the only thing she took from that cheating. The trolling, the blackmailing in social media, and the being blamed that she's a homewrecker, and the people using her as an example to show how side chicks that wreck relationships, how it all goes for them. Yet she's now saying she's not the only victim here. She's not the only one that actually contributed to the breakdown of the marriage and the home wrecking that was being talked about. Because now the messages she brings out here, we see a man under siege. That's Jack. And he's talking about, or even going out to see whether probably STDs could have been passed on. And he's talking about so many things that really, my goodness, you don't expect from a relationship, that everybody in social media most probably thinks, okay, it has been repaired because there was once cheating. There is something that the Bible talks about adultery, because that was complete adultery if they are married properly, you know. And the Bible says the only time marriage should break down is when there is adultery. My people, we see people forgiving and making up, but it seems like some of them are unable to forgive. You know, especially men, when they are cheated on, they are not able to forgive. They can even use that for the longest time as blackmail. You know, what we are seeing now here is like Murugi Munyi is under siege. So much blackmail at the same time. Even her herself We don't know exactly whether there was cheating that started before she started cheating, because it seems all of them are you are cheating, I'm cheating. You are cheating, I'm cheating. So it's like a revenge mission. We don't really understand the entire thing. But at the end of the day, all we can draw from it is that this is a toxic relationship, you know. And for people to condone that and also come out in social media to pretend that their relationship is okay, so that the marriage advice that they give in social media really looks valid, that is the wrong of the wrongest. You know, in social media, it's like we're in a marketplace. You bring your bananas, I bring my mangoes, somebody else brings their apples, and all people are selling whatever they have to sell to the people, and fans subscribe, view, and follow depending on what each person brings. And so in social media, when we see these perfect couples, the so-called perfect, sometimes we don't know exactly whether they are surely for sure they are perfect, the love is true, and that's why they have to do a lot of proving. They have to travel for holidays, they have to, but all my people, I want to say about all this is that it is all content creation, and we should take it as content creation, consume it as entertainment, and where it is possible, let us not always struggle to copy it and want to do the things that our celebrities do, because at the end of the day, my people, I think I've made a couple of videos on that, like why should people like do what others just come out in social media to do? You see, when the microphone goes on, and when the cameras go on, most people go out there, and I'm just telling you the honest truth, because here in glass ceiling shutter, we do nothing but shutter the ceiling that is glass. My people go to their best behavior mode, and they begin to deliver what the society and the fan base is expecting. That perfection. Because all of us are looking for that perfection, because psychologically that perfection does not exist. So whatever does not exist, what we crave for. Society as it is looking entirely for just they are looking entirely for that kind of marriage that is perfect, because that is what the society expects, you know, perfection in marriage, because it's not common. But at the end of the day, it's all about individuals. In fact, I usually say, for those people that are always in social media showing us how perfect their couple, their children and everything is, they just want to give us information for some purpose. Nobody will bring out all their private life in social media for nothing. It's always all for money. And that's why you see people updating everything. Some people will go to an extent of even the things that you cannot imagine with your head. You cannot even do them in one day, same day, light. You wouldn't be able to do it. Some people still do it. So in short, what I can say is that while we are not in a position to judge whether Murugi Munyi actually is the one who started by wrecking the marriage, or she was doing revenge cheating, we don't know where it all started, and it must have started somewhere, you know. I know she talks about so much about relationships, narcissism, and I know she knows so much about childhood trauma and all that. And for sure, there must have been the point at which it all started. It didn't just happen, you know. We've not been able to hear our side of the story, and we don't know whether we will ever hear it or we will ever get the truth. But the fact is that, you know, at the end of the day, my people, there is always the two sides of the coin. We say this one has, of course, if Nurse Judy had given us her story at that particular point in time, most probably wouldn't have ever believed her, you know. We wouldn't have ever said, okay, this is what it is. Because at that particular time, everybody was consumed with the anger of wanting to show her that it is not right what you are doing, because the word side, the title side chick and all that, and the fact that she was also in a marriage and cheating. We are not just trying to justify my people, don't get me wrong, but all of them are toxic people trying to, you know, clean themselves up for acceptability. And so much is happening behind the scenes that we don't know if this video is anything to go by. And because we are saying they are just allegations, let's wait and see how it rolls out. For now, guys, I want to leave you with this video to watch for yourself and judge for yourself whether all this thing is anything to go by and also try to, yeah. Watch the video for yourself and conclude, make your own conclusions.
Then just let me be. As in, I do not understand how I'm being called a home wrecker. How can I be a home wrecker to a home that was already broken? How did I break a home that was already broken? Yummy Mommy Joanne Murugi was already gallivanting her vagina right, left, and center with different men. He was cheating on Zack with Kevin Twisa. Her former boss was Port Pesa. Before I even cheated, before even Zack cheated on her with me, she was already doing it. She was already cheating. It does not justify that I cheated. It was wrong. What I did was totally wrong. It was disrespectful. Regardless that, like, my husband was also already cheating on me, it does not justify all that. It does not make me a better person. If you have been a follower for a long time, you all know me, how honest I like to be. I will always be honest, no matter how painful, no matter how hard, no matter how embarrassing. And this year I have been subjected to so many things, to so many dramas, to so many, that left me looking bad. On top of that, I have let so much anger, so much bitterness consume me. It has consumed me emotionally, physically, mentally. That is so draining. Kila kitu ilianzia last year January. By the way, it did not start this year. It only came to the limelight this year January, but I have been battling with this from last year January, after my friend took screenshots and akatumia Murugi, akatumia Edgar Obare. She was also sending to her friends. The friends were creating pseudo accounts. They were sending me those screenshots and they were threatening, wakiniambia they're going to be sending to bloggers, maniambia nitume pesa. But I told them to go ahead and send the screenshots, because I wasn't going to send any money to anyone, because utashinanga ukituma pesa hivyo hivyo, it is never going to be enough. Every time wanakuthreaten unatuma hivyo. So do I have the money to keep bribing so that story is not out there? Anyway, so come January, nakumbuka nilikuanga niko salon. So nikiwa kwa salon, my husband sent me a screenshot and a message akiniambia, hey, how come Yummy Mommy is requesting to follow me? So niko kwa salon, nikaonanga hiyo screenshot amenitumia, and then the text was like, hey, how come Yummy Mommy ananitumia friend request on Instagram? So alikuwa ananiuliza hivyo because alikuwa anajua. Let me be honest with you, I used to be a follower of Murugi. When there's a time I tagged Murugi, Terence na Natalie, because there's a time I used to follow them religiously. So there's a time I made a post nikasema my favorite people yeah, I said my favorite people on Instagram is Terence, Murugi Munyi, Natalie Tewa. Ile time alikuwa na date that tall guy, I can't remember, the tall handsome guy. So yeah, I was a follower of Nanina. My husband used to know that, so kashanga. So he was wondering how come Yummy Mommy anamtumia friend request. It was strange, it was weird. So when I saw the screenshot, and me already nilikuwa ninajua, so nikajua tu like anamtumia your friend request kwa sababu ashafikiwa na hizi screenshots, na obviously sasa ameenda akanitafuta, akanipata na akapata handle ya bwana yangu, and now he wants to. Nilikuwa nishajua, so I started panicking. Nikapatwa na instant diarrhea. I remember going to a public toilet in town, CBD, na kwanza ni ya kusquat. Guy, sinilihara. Guy, sijai hara. Mpaka nikisimama nilikuwa nasikia tule tushilingi mtu usikie hivi. I knew what's about to go down. So any minute I was just expecting tena na tuma screenshots zingine. So this year has been hard. It has been painful. As much as sometimes that like I look like I'm doing just okay, but the number of times I have cried myself to bed, I cannot even count. But I know one day it's gonna be fine. So that I'm trusting that and I'm believing that it's gonna be fine. Going through separation with someone I have been married to for 10 years has not been easy. On top of that, the bitterness and the anger that I let it consume me drained me emotionally, mentally, almost physically, has been killing me. And on top of that, having to go through all the trolls, all the insults online by people who understand nothing about this whole story. Because you know what happened? YouTubers and bloggers, when they did this cheating story, you know, like when Edgar Obare did the story and he reached out and asked for my side of the story, he posted it on a channel that is paid for. So if you have not paid for that, most people are not able to access the story. And people who now, like from the other bloggers and YouTuber, were stealing the story from Edgar, and then wakienda kuipost wanaiweka na headlines kama like Yummy Mommy's husband cheats on her with Nurse Judy, ingine msiju unapata wameweka Nurse Judy assaulted over cheating with Yummy Mommy. You know, like headlines ilikuwa zina cover in a way that mimi na Zack tu tulicheat. It wasn't, there's nowhere that covered how Yummy Mommy cheated and how my husband cheated. So every time someone comes to do my DM is just insulting me like, oh, unajifanyanga tu hapo a good nurse and you're just a home wrecker. Like juzi I was just doing a story on relationships, and unajua tulikuwa tuna joke, not even kujoke, we were just having like actually a serious conversation, but sometimes I like to make it fun. So I was just doing stories on relationship na vile soko imeoza huku nje, and saying how it's not easy after I was married for 10 years and now having to go back on the dating pool, and how it is tough to get someone who is real, genuine, you know. And then someone wrote to me like, ati you deserve that because you went breaking Murugi's home, now see how you're suffering, wewe uliachwa, yeye bado wako pamoja. And I'm like, wait a minute, how did I break Murugi's home while already Murugi was gallivanting her vagina right, left and center, from cheating on Zack with her former boss Kevin Twisa, mara ni baby daddy, and different other men? How did I break her home when she was already cheating everywhere in Nairobi, trying to sleep? Actually, I'll attach a screenshot. You can see the husband threatening to expose her for all the cheatings. If anything, mimi ndio nilikuwa nabembelezana na Zack na mwambia no, there is no need. So how did I break their home when Murugi was already cheating on her husband? I know the size, the color, the position, the location of her vagina from all the videos, the nudes that she was sending to Kevin Twisa. Yummy Mommy, when she was breastfeeding the small baby, Kaitango Tanu, or I don't know the name, she was sending lactation videos. I will never forget the sight of that video where Yummy Mommy was pressing her breast milk in a sprinkle hivi, just because her lover Kevin Twisa amemwambia kuna lactation fantasy, so anataka nudes za lactation fantasy. So alikuwa na press maziwa hivi, ana press breast hivi, maziwa zina sprinkle shui, and she sends. And then that is someone that you guys are claiming I broke their home. Are you even guys serious? I'm not in any manner justifying my actions. Despite my husband cheating on me, I was wrong on stepping out of our marriage. It was disrespectful. It was ugly. The whole situation of the cheating, this is cheating, cheating, right? You know, he was cheating, I was cheating, Zack was cheating, the woman was cheating. I don't know. Like, you know, it was like a chain of just people who are cheating, who are married and they're cheating. It was something that was very ugly. And looking back at it, I kind of sometimes punish myself so much about it. I hate myself so much about it. I sometimes I'm so hard on myself to have been involved in such a thing. And these online things does not even make it even any better. even all you guys who come typing long DMs, insulting me and saying stuff, you're all going through that. It's only that we were going through ours in public. Nyinyi mna go through huko chini ya maji, hakuna mtu anaelewa, but a good percentage is going through this. Infidelity is happening, cheating zina happen, si ndio wa kwanza ama ndio wa mwisho, it's happening. And yeah, we have a few percentage of people who are loyal. I don't really need to make anybody understand why I was so angry and bitter with Yummy Mami, but this woman, ushaona mtu roho chafu, ushaona mtu anajua ku incite. Yani this woman was constantly texting my husband, inciting him, akiongeza uongo on top of zile screenshots ametuma, anaongeza uongo. Like she's texting on a daily akimwambia, I hope you're not going to take that level of disrespect. Yani, can you imagine someone who is talking about level of disrespect? Na huyu ni mtu mwenye mimi mwenyewe nilikuwa namtetea kwa bwana yake asiachwe after like Zack found out she was cheating, because Yummy Mami started cheating on her even before me and Zack were meet. And then sasa ile time tulikuwa tusha meet na tukaanza kuwa friends and whatever, hiyo time tena tukiwa pamoja na Zack akacheat tena mara ya sasa ni ya tatu, na time ndio alimpata na Kevin Twisa. Isa ndio hiyo time alikuwa anatuma nudes, the nudes mimi mpaka nimeona the shape, the size, the color of her vagina. I've seen how her boobs look like because she was sending sprinkling milk juu Kevin Twisa alimwambia kuna lactation fantasy. Wow, that's a very weird fantasy. But yeah, that's the time she was breastfeeding Mutanu ama aka katoto kadogo kao. She was sending breastfeeding. So huyu ndio mtu mwenye anaenda kuambia bwana yangu aniache kwa sababu he shouldn't take that kind of disrespect. Now from the screenshots zenye walikuwa na share, and then now she goes ahead to tell my husband afai kuchukua hiyo level of disrespect. Yani nikakaa hivi nikasema, how dare she? Yani hiyo time ndio nikakaa hivi nikaelewa, because when the husband used to tell me venye she's a fake woman, controversial, and that's the thing that actually helped her to thrive in content creation, because you know when you're controversial and you're fake, you tend to thrive more often. Actually, it's a good thing for her, you know, if anything is making you money, go. But yeah, the husband, I remember akiniambia hiyo kukua fake, controversial, pretender, hypocrite is, you know, she really is. Cause can you imagine online, even those two segments alikuwa nafanya za relationship, unapata mtu amekuja amemwambia oh, my husband is cheating on me, my husband is a narcissist, and then she goes like, girl, you should know your worth, you should know your value, you know what to do, throw the man in the back. And so he kept calling akiuliza, what decision have you made? Yani kama alikuwa anataka ku make sure nimeachwa. But anyway, given that my husband had cheated on me na nilikuwa nimemforgive, and now we decided we are going to work things. He decided to block her. He deleted all those stuff that Yummy Mami was sending her, and we decided we are gonna work through our things. And that was last year January. And throughout the year, it wasn't easy. It was really, really challenging. Let me tell you what infidelity can do to your relationship or marriage. It's going to be hard to sail through. You know, marriage challenges, issue, finances, fight zingine, it can be easy to sail through. But when it comes to infidelity, it's a whole different ball game, guy. Yani, you establish your trust and taking back the relationship to where it was, it becomes so hard. For me, like niko na feel like I'm forgiven, I'm ready to move on, but for him, from those screenshots that Yummy Mami sent, nika zilikuwa zinamtrigger, because we could be fighting about something totally different, and then unasikia tu conversation yetu ya fight imeenda back to those screenshots yenye ana highlight ka screenshot yenye Yummy Mami alituma. Unaanza sometimes kusikia akisema, I wish Yummy Mami hakunitumia hizo screenshots, I wish I didn't have to see the screenshots. Ni kazi zilikuwa zinamtraumatize, yani ni kazi zilikuwa anazireplay, and every time I used to see that, it used to make me hate Yummy Mami times 100, times 1,000,000. Every time now this is coming up in our fight, it used to intensify the bitterness and the anger towards Yummy Mami, because nilikuwa na feel like kama siye kutuma hizo screenshots, maybe it wouldn't be like this. Na kitu kwanza ilikuwa inaniboss zaidi, it's because the same year mimami, I remember ndiye alikuwa na advising women on Instagram akisema like if you should never confront the mistress, you should deal with the man, you should deal with your man, kwa sababu your man ndio mmemake vows na yeye. Like when she cheated, Zack hakwenda confront Kevin Twisa, hakwenda kungangana na Miss Maruma ni bibia Kevin Twisa, he dealt with her. So I could not understand kwa nini ya mimami alikuwa naenda kutext bwana yangu. So it used to make me feel so triggered and so bitter with this woman, because siko naelewa kwa nini alikuja kudeal na bwana yangu. Kwa nini asideal na Zack? Mbona asimulisio yeye ndio alimake vows na yeye? Mbona yeye amekuja kudeal na bwana yangu? Na pia that's the same advice alikuwa anapatia wanawake Instagram, like you shouldn't deal with the mistress. So why was she not taking her own advice? Yani, I have done all I could to try and work on what I feel towards that woman. Yani, I even had to unfollow those people, I wanna post content yake sana. Someone like Lydia Kim, I was a huge fan, but I had to unfollow her. Maureen Bandari, I was a huge fan, but you can notice content yake ikona Murugi sana. I had to unfollow, and I'm not they work together, they're friends, and they have to post and so it's me to see how to deal with it, and by dealing with it in the uzuri Instagram itakuwa imeweka unfollow, block and what. So I just unfollowed them, I didn't block them. So what used to make me feel bad, because mimi nilitetea mimami kwa Zack sana. By the way, nilimtetea sana because I remember before me tuanze kukuwa na like an actual cheating relationship, ile time alimpata akicheat, alikuwa threaten atamwanika nini, akimcall names, and me hapo nilikuwa akisema venye by the actually at some point Zack aliniambia that's why he has been hiding so many things from Yamimami about like his plans, his goals, his investments. At that time kuna vitu zenye alikuwa amemfichia about investment. I don't know by now when they rekindled their whatever their love, maybe ameamua kushare, but that time he was still hiding things from him. Again, he didn't like the way Yami Mom used to overshare every little details of their life, so that used to make him feel like he wants to hide even investments or something to do with some of the finances from her. So hiyo time when they were going through those issues that sasa Yami Mami kumcheat, I remember mimi nilikuwa natetea Yami Mami because first as a woman mimi nilikuwa ninamfeel. The second one, because me before tuanze kuwa na cheating relationship na Zack, I was a fan, so mimi nilimtetea sana. But for her, the minute the screenshots landed kwa mikono yake, all she did was send all of them, highlight, incite, akisema oh don't take disrespect, you should wow. The most interesting thing is like the way she was just gallivanting in radio stations, trying to deny stuff to save her face and her marriage. But we all know she's living a lie. Even now, I'm sure she's struggling. Working through infidelity is not easy. I was there, and by the time I walked out of my marriage, it was not because Atisasa she said in niachwa na nikaachwa, because even after she said that, we were able to work through our marriage for 1 year, but it got to a point, the constant fight, the constant reminder of how I cheated, I was subjected to emotional pain for a long time throughout the year. Mpaka nikasema no, it's not worth my mental health, it's not worth it. And so the last time when I walked out, he did something bad in relation to this cheating story, and that's the minute I decided, you know what, I can't take this anymore, and I walked. Yeah, so I've seen people coming to tell me, oh, ati ulidhani unaenda kuharibu boma yake, but when ndio ulienda kuachwa. It's not because she said niachwe ndio niliachwa, by the way. It's just because you were not able to, people deal with infidelity differently. And let me tell you, in marriage, wacha nikwambie, any other challenge can be so easy to work through, but infidelity is a whole different thing. Like, and especially for men it's hard, because for like him, yani hakuwa imagine how I could ever cheat on him. My husband never imagined I would ever cheat on him. It came to him as a shock. It honestly damaged him, it damaged his ego, it did a couple of things to him, which I understand even why sometimes he reacted the way he reacted. I don't want to justify his mistake or what, because what he did to me was wrong. He was not supposed to do that to me. But also, men don't take cheating lightly. It's their hard truth. Double standard ziko. When they cheat is kind of like okay, and we're supposed to forgive them and forget. But when we cheat, we are supposed to be subjected to physical and emotional torture, because that's exactly what happened. I cannot lie to you guys, my marriage coming to an end was very painful. It was not something I had imagined that would ever happen to me, because we had a very beautiful, pure, genuine thing going on for like 8 years before all this infidelity came knocking our door. I enjoyed a beautiful, genuine thing. Mpaka nakanga hivi nashanga, will I ever get such a thing ever again? Because honestly, before like anza kunicheat na me nimcheat, and me I did not even cheat because I was trying to revenge. It just happened because we just started growing apart, and you know, as always, as human beings tunapenda could blame the devil. The devil got a chance at this period where we were growing apart. That's when I met Zack, and at the time Pia, he was going through stuff, so it was easy to mingle and start an emotional connection. Most of the time I try not to regret things I have done in life, and I still don't regret anything, because at that particular point it felt good. What I feel bad, what hurt me the most, what is painful is the consequences that the cheating came with. You know, like when such things happen, when a marriage comes to an end, it does not only affect one person, two person, it affects like the kids, the family setup, and so many things. It's just hard, it's just painful. And given that we had a very